the argument of the right all over the world is that you should pull back the borders of the state, that you should have less government, which is what Trump and Musk, one of whom is the president of the United States, it's not clear yet which one it is, are doing in America. I think something similar was promised by Modi when he talked about, forget the phrase, maximum governance, minimum government. He promised all that. Yet, if you look at the role of government over the last 11 years under Modi, it's increased much more. More bureaucrats have been hired. The government is involved in many more areas. The attempts to turn the PSUs around and turn them into profit centers, which was, I think, a doomed effort, has failed. If you look at share prices of those PSUs at the moment, if you look at the role of the repressive arms of the state, the ED, income tax, organizations like that, they play a much more important role in our lives than they ever did. I mean, think back 15 years ago, 16 years ago, how often would the enforcement directorate have come up in political conversations? It now comes up in nearly every conversation, particularly when you talk about party politics. So using the traditional definitions of left and right, at least in terms of government, Modi is not right-wing. If you use the other definition, which is that people are left to allow the market to look after them and that the government doesn't do anything, he's not left in that sense either. No prime minister has done so much in terms of welfare projects as Modi has done. So the whole argument that Modi is right-wing or Trump is right-wing is based on this notion that people who believe in majoritarianism are necessarily right-wing and people who don't are left-wing. And yet that's not accurate if you look at communist Russia, Soviet Russia. It was a very majoritarian state. The Russians ruled everything. The other independent, what are now the independent republics, didn't get a look in. The Jews were persecuted. So the idea of majoritarianism, I think, is not a right idea or a left idea. And that's what Modi and Trump have in common.
So you're saying Modi is neither right nor left.
Yeah.
Understood through
I, I,
understood understood through the
no.
lens of economics, he's left.
Yeah.
Understood through the lens of economics, he's big government welfare schemes. So understood
Yeah.
through economics, he's left. Understood through identity politics, he's right. So he's
Yeah.
actually neither.
I would argue that identity politics is a category by itself and has nothing to do with left and right. Left wing people believe in identity politics, right wing people believe in identity politics. Stalin believed in identity politics, he wasn't right wing.